Hello everyone. Happy Monday. It is Monday, isn't it? Yes. Yes, we've just had a weekend and we're back with another exciting week in Warhipster land. We're here. Yeah, how are you guys? We didn't go live on Wednesday, did we? No, it was too hot. Ended up passing on that one. The fan is on at the moment, but we'll hopefully turn it off once it's cooled things down a little bit. But we're here, we're live. Today we're going to be basing. We might even do a little bit of building. I have a little bucket full of resin here. Let's see if anybody can identify the pieces. What do you think those two kits are? There's two in there. One of them's really obvious. Let's do that so it's in focus for you. There you go, you've guessed them both. Thranduil and Guilliman. Yeah, they're in there. Thranduil and Guilliman are in this pile of resin. So we might do a little bit of that. But before we do that, we've got some basing to do. So we've got to put some sterling mud on these guys. And we've got to do some dry brushing tufts and rim on these two. So that's the main priority for today, is what we need to get done. It's not too bad, is it? So there you go. It's all good stuff. Where do you get your STLs for your resin prints? I don't, because I don't print anything. This is Forge World resin, baby. Hit the like button, you heretics. Show some love to the master. Thank you very much, Colonel. Hello, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Let's say hello to everybody in chat. Tattooed Zoologist, Colonel of the 149th the Death Corps of Krieg, hello. Yamail Angmar, Tiger Bear Wolf, Fake Street Spirit, Ishmael Bjorkmo, hello. I hope I said that right. I think I've said that to you before, and I still hope I've said it right. Mark Watson, hello. Chris Lawton, hello. Zangerous, Flying Muttley, Ricky Drinks Paints, I'm the Favourite. No Skill Painter, Sly Guy 77, Mr. Drafter Pants, Tom Ayres, Jason Murray, hello. Aidan Hughes, hello. Jack has been a member for 45 months. Hello, hello. Only 3 more months until the big 4-year milestone. How shall we celebrate? Oh, I don't know. 3 more months. Where will we be? We'll be... What is it now? We'll be in November then. I imagine there'll be some enormously exciting models to celebrate with. I don't know though. Good evening, Sean. Hello, TB bots. Any update on a Jade Lancer's tutorial? No, there is no update. Tom Ayres, hello. Anyone got the Solar Auxiliary Infantry? I've had an idea to convert a Cities of Sigmar army using them, but I want to know if they might match scale-wise. I have them, but I haven't built them. I've got a box of 10 guys, 20 guys, whatever comes in a box. Maybe a Cantor. Only one can hope. I do have him. In fact, I came across him in my travels the other day. I found him. Found him hiding in the pile. Maybe we'll get him done. There's exciting Space Marine things happening though, so who can say what's going to happen? Let's have a look, shall we? Right, how did I do? Stop it. There we go. I'm going to need that. I just need to know how I did. Yeah, it's exactly as I thought it was. There we go. But new Cantor... Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. New Heresy Combat Force boxes look pretty good, depending on the price. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, the price on those. If they're about 100 quid, then it kind of makes sense. If they're like 120, 130, given us that Saturnine was 200, it's going to be interesting to see how expensive those are. It'll be interesting. Deathwing Terminators, says Alfarius. That is correct. Yes. So I have painted up 5 Deathwing Terminators. I've got a doubles event that's coming in 2 weeks' time. And I've painted these up for my partner in the doubles event. Now, I've done them to battle ready. I haven't done them any further than that. This is the bare minimum, because I'm really busy over the next couple of weeks. So I said I would take them to the next level. But what I have done is I have filmed a video on battle ready Deathwing Terminators, and that's where the video will just stop. It will stop at battle ready, which is why we're going to be putting some stone and mud on them today, and then we might do a part 2, which is the parade ready version, if you see what I mean. Let me know if that's something you would like to see. But yeah, so it's just going to be a how to paint battle ready Deathwing Terminators, which I think is a pretty valuable video. It's one we haven't done. We've done Deathwing Terminators and we've done Deathwing Knights. We've done Contrast Plus how to paint Deathwing Knights and Contrast Plus how to paint Deathwing Terminators. Admittedly, it's an older one, that one. But this one is going to be just how to paint battle-ready Deathwing Terminators. And we will do how to paint parade-ready, or how to put the plus in Contrast Plus Deathwing Terminators at a later date. And if I get time over the next 2 weeks, I will do that. So it's going to be basically a 2-part video. But this will just show you how to do it quickly, effectively, simply, and how they'll look awesome doing it. Because I managed to paint 3 of them in about 4 hours, and then I managed to do the other 2 in about 4 hours as well. There's a little bit more to it. There we go. So that's what we're doing. So bear with me whilst we apply some stone and mud. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you've been up to over the weekend. Tell me what you were up to last week. And then I'll show you Lord Falconer Felgryn, or High Falconer Felgryn as he's actually called. So there we go. That's a battle-ready Deathwing Terminator for you. That's what that looks like. It's not bad, is it? I don't know why the focus went over there. There we go. Nearly done one. There we go. One down. 4 to go. Oh. And now I shall do it in a comfortable seating position, whilst you can stare at my face. Cutting terrain on our laser cutter for the tournament Blethen is organising. Nice. That sounds fun. I got absolutely zero hobby done this past weekend. Sad face. I didn't get a lot done. I got some stuff done. You're seeing the fruits of my labour today. I got some stuff built. I got High Falconer Felgryn painted. And I got these 5 guys up to the battle ready standard. Which by my work ethic is really slow. But it was really hot again. Just experiencing a minor heat wave. That's why we've got the fan on at the moment. It didn't get too hot today, but it's really humid here at the moment. So this weekend it was like really it just kind of felt really sticky all the time. It was horrible. It was lovely though, because like at night it was just beautifully cool. But like I could noticeably feel the difference when I went downstairs. You know, there's been over the last couple of weeks, it's been a case of there hasn't been too much of a difference between being up here and being downstairs. At least not sat in by the aircon unit where it's definitely noticeable. But you kind of just like, if I didn't have the fan on at night, for example, where I was kind of trying to have it off as much as possible, I would go downstairs and I'd be like, oh, there's literally no noticeable difference here. Whereas I was really noticing it yesterday, and I was like, it was still like 31 up here, but it was like 17 downstairs, and it's just because of all the heat rising up into the loft, which is a little bit grim, but there we go. Is what it is. But I'm hoping that this week it looks like it's going to drop as low as a maximum of 20, which is very exciting. For it is in the cold weather that I come alive. You know, we're less than 100. We're 141 models away from our goal of 500 on the year. And hilariously, I've already got the next 41 pretty much bookmarked. Is it 41? Yeah, it is about 40. There's many models coming. Finishing off the Lord Croak and basing my Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur and Croxagores. Nice. That's very exciting. Still working on painting the entire Halo Flashpoint box. I got 8 models to go, and I am at 94 models painted for 2025. You are putting in the work, Colonel. What's just as impressive? 8 models to go, and I am at 94 models painted for the 2025. Is that 8 models to get to 94? Because you're actually 14 away from 100. So what you're saying is you need some failure of an American who can't paint cloaks to save a life to buy you hundreds of MESBG minis so you can finish out the year in Middle Earth. I'm not saying that, and you are not a failure, and you can paint cloaks. Don't worry. You're better than you think you are. I know I'm not the favourite here. It was a name change from a stream on Friday. You are a favourite here. You're all my favourites. That's what my mum says to me when I try to get her to tell me that I'm the favourite. I'm the middle child, so I'm definitely not the favourite, but I've got to try, haven't I? You know, you can't blame a middle child for trying, you know. What would be some of your tips for batch painting? I got 2 used to painting characters and there's 19 Celestians left for me to paint. My best advice for batch painting is to break it down. So you've got 19 models left to go. I would break that down into batches of 5 is what I would do. In fact, what I would do is I would paint one of them, right, to make it a nice even number, or paint 4 of them. Get 4 of them done to make it 15. Then break it down into batches of 5. And just finish them off 5 at a time. Don't try and do 19 at once. That's the best advice I can give you. 5 is the maximum at which to do it. So if ever Games Workshop sends me a little peek behind the curtain for you, if Games Workshop ever sends me a box that is a squad of 10 guys, I don't do all 10 at once. Very rarely will I do that. Occasionally I will, like with the Chaos Cultists, for example. I did those at 10 at once, but that was because we were doing the flesh, really, so it was 10 different recipes of skin. But what I would say is, if they send me a box that has 10 guys in it, I will do them 5 at a time. Because 5 for me feels like the limit before it gets really tedious doing the same thing over and over again. When you have 5 models, you can generally get away with doing it as batches of 2 and 3. That's another way of conquering 5. Depends on the game system you're after, though, because sometimes it might be a case that, for me, because I'm filming, right, if it's Age of Sigmar and it's a box of 5 people, you'll generally have a champion, a musician, and a standard bearer. And so the champion, the musician, and the standard bearer all feature in the video. So realistically, all I have to do is paint 2 regular guys separately to the 5. So I'll either do them first if I'm unsure on the colour scheme, or if I'm really sure on the colour scheme already. Like, for example, if they sent me a box of Assault Intercessors to do as Blood Angels, I will paint 2 of them first and then put 3 in the video, for example. Because I already know the colour scheme, so I'm just going to fly through it, as it were. But yeah, batch painting in 5s, genuinely for me is the best advice I can give you. What's even better, Croatome, is if you just clear the other 14 away when you're doing your first 5, just get them out of your sight. It helps you just go, oh yeah, we're nearly finished. Do you know what I mean? As you're finishing things off. I think that goes for anybody out there who's like army painting or whatever. If you build it all, prime it all, put most of it out of sight. Don't have it all just kind of lingering to the left-hand side. Like, for me, what I used to do when I used to paint through large projects of army painting is I would have, for example, I'd have like a Kallax cube or something around the corner just away from me, where I would have the army all primed and built in there, and I would go over there, take 5 models out and put 5 in that were painted, and you see it slowly come together over time, rather than watching it kind of imposing block of just grey seer prime miniatures off to the left hand side or off to the right. I'm only at 61 for the year. Here I am feeling bad. Wait, no, 74. I'm done. If you're at 74 and you do 6 more this month, that means you've done 10 a month. That's really good. That's productivity. Jason Murray, thank you very much for becoming a member. You are our first new member of the week. Legendary. Thank you so much. Too bad it's like 5 different armies. I'd argue that that's cooler. It means that eventually you'll finish off a lot of armies all at once. And you'll have a varied and gorgeous collection. Because you, sir, are an excellent painter. And you need to give yourself more of a break. Stop lying to chat. Nope, because I'm not. I've got some Tyranids to paint next. Nice. What are you going to be painting? Which Tyranids are you painting next? This morning I almost bought 11 boxes of heavy intercessors again. I was able to walk away though. I said, no, now is not the time. Now is not the time. It's because I want. It's because I want a block, a wedge, of 60 heavy intercessors, painted in the colours of the Imperial Fists. And I want to take that to a 40k tournament at some point in the future, because I think it'd be really funny. As I think there's some games you'd play where if you put down 60 heavy intercessors, there's some games you play where some people would just wither. They just look at you. You would get such a withering gaze from them. And there's others where you would get absolutely flushed down the proverbial loo. Which would be very funny as well. It's just... Where does one find 11 boxes of heavy intercessors? Asking for a friend. Games Workshop website. I have one box new on sprue. So I'm one of 12 away. It's just a ridiculous amount of heavy intercessors. Why didn't you? Because it's not. I don't need it now. I don't need it now. But it's in the future. But it's like, so within the various the various boxes and things that I have at least. I want to say. I think there's 15 Terminators, I want to say, scattered around the house. Because I need to do... Whenever Lysander comes out, I want to put some intercessors with him. And I did my Gravis Captain in Imperial Fists as well, so I want to put some heavy intercessors for him as well. So, yeah. I also need to do a Torgaradon. Because the one I did a long time ago, I never filmed. I don't want to strip that one. He's in my collection of Space Marine characters that got painted as they came out. Something else on that level is with the new Space Wolves, you can take 120 Blood Claws, 6 bricks of 20. Yeah, see, now look, I'm into that. I'm into that kind of thing. Some of you will remember from the Tabletop Tactics event I went to not so long ago. I took an entire company of Space Marines. I took 100 Space Marines. That's the kind of stuff I like doing because it's stupid. Right. So we've done all of the Stirland Mud on our 5 Deathwing Terminators. Now they're gonna take a while to dry. So the next job that we have to do is we need to do some dry brushing on High Falconer Felgryn and Gripe, who is the new Flesh Eater Quartz character. And you won't have seen him yet. You will have seen the Lord Vitriolic, but this is what we did last weekend / this week. We did High Falconer Felgryn and the Lord Vitriolic. What do you think, Death fans? This video is already available. This one needs to be edited and put out for your entertainment. But there you go. So we need to do his base. So for that we're going to require a dry brush that isn't in horrible condition. That's a medium dry brush. You don't want that, that's too big. That one's in horrible condition. It's not too horrible though. We've also We also filmed a video last Friday for an upcoming set of an upcoming series that I want to trial with you guys. Adam and I got together and we filmed a video over the internet. Jaffe Barra, thank you very much for becoming a member. You are our second new member of the week. Absolute ruddy bloody legend. Some of you may have noticed that we are on 89,905 subscribers. We are 95 away from 90,000. Which means we are 10,095 away. Which means we are 96 new subscribers away from the target of 100,000 subscribers being less than 5 figures to go. We will be on 9,999 to go after 96 more subs. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. A 4 figure number is incredible. And I will probably cry when it gets down to 3, when we get to 999. Because it'll feel like we've nearly got there. We're nearly at the promised land. We're just over the horizon, as it were. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but it might. You never know. Right. Unsurprisingly, the next colour we're going to be using, or the first colour we're going to be using that isn't a texture paint, is going to be some Tyrant Skull. I'm going to be using this to dry brush our High Falconer Felgryn all over his base. Here he is. This is going to include the tree as well. And then I have to check a reference picture or something to figure out what the tufts we use on these are. I think it's the burned tufts that we use, but I can't remember. I shall figure it out in due course. There we go. I'm with you, Jaffe Barra. He's a very, very, very cool model. There's a couple of lovely little details to him that are just so beautifully fleshy to quartzy. So, one thing I'll show you now. On the back of him, see his little bait pouch just there for catching all of his falcons that aren't falconers? It's a head, split open with the brain pan being the bait for the little bat wings. It's just cool. His falconer's glove is just human skin. It's beautiful. There we go. We're flying through it today, guys. To-do list is coming together. Right. Old Warhipster and his flesh eater courts. What did he do on his bases? Do. Let's just look at Big Ush. There you are. I do think it's the burned. I don't know. It's a mixture. Dark moss and mixed green. What about the Morgaunt stuff? What did I do on Gormain? Oh no, it's just dark moss. Okay. Cool. Hello, Brother Norm. You sir may need therapy. Yeah, well... I'm a YouTuber, Jason. I definitely need therapy. I subject myself to being yelled at on the internet by strangers. This is what we want. Tiny dark moss. And we want a pair of tweezers wherever they are. There's one of my pairs of tweezers. I don't quite know how, but at some point I ended up with 2 pairs of tweezers. At some point in the past. And I've never bought a pair of Citadel tweezers. I don't think I have anyway. I can't remember buying a pair of Citadel tweezers. There we go. He looks pretty well tufted to me. Have you done a video where you explain how to do a variety of dirt, mud and grass effects on bases? I have a number of basing tutorials on the channel. Yeah, I've got, it's like a woodland base, a wasteland base, a desert base, arctic base, an arcane base. They're there. They do exist on the channel. There should be a playlist which is just called Warhipster Paints Basing or something. Something like that. It does exist. The other thing as well is that if I've done a pile of faction videos on something, invariably I've probably done at least one basing video on them, and it'll be part of the faction. But I wouldn't be able to direct you exactly to which one it is on. But so, for example, I definitely did all the basing on Usharan because he has that. He has that sculpted base. But yeah, they do exist. Finishing my Constrictor's Flawless Blade. Your video has been guiding me with this new army. Awesome, Brother Norn. I love to hear that. Tufts applied. Did YouTube crash or something? We suddenly went from like 70 viewers down to 30. You guys hear me or something? YouTube is good. Okay. Just a boring stream then. Your stream seems to be crashing. It says it's all fine at my end, but it's clearly not working as intended, is it? I'm hesitant to switch it all off and on again. Seems to be back now. This is very, very odd. I think YouTube might be having an existential crisis. It's not me, I can tell you that. Maybe if I... It's working for you, Jason. Okay, good. That's really weird. It's really, really strange. Let's turn you off. You might not be helping matters. Time to get hot and sticky. I hope it didn't just come back for that. How very, very odd. Well, let me see if this works. Because then I know it's working. Okay, that seemed to work. Also, congratulations to whoever got some membership. I'll be interested to see if anybody else is struggling. Seem to be back to normal. Well, we'll keep going just for now. I can't promise that we'll keep will keep up the stream if it's just going to be this disrupted for whatever reason. Like I said, at my end it's all green. I've not dropped any frames, so it must be at YouTube's end that something's going a bit silly. But if that's the case, there's nothing I can do about it, really. For those of you who can hear me, we're just going to use some Black Legion over the top of the rim of these bases. And then that's the main thing done that we needed to get done today. It's doing fine in the US. Maybe a regional thing. Maybe. Could be a European problem. Or just a UK problem. Mine says you are live, but you are clearly behind the stream. I saw the membership several minutes before you said, let's try something. We couldn't connect for a bit. Is there a full audio desync going on? Because that's a disaster. If that's what's happening. What's your advice on good glue for tufts? I generally don't actually use any, but a bit of PVA glue is generally fine. I get the self-sticky ones from Gamer's Grass, and it doesn't need any glue to get the base, get the tufts on there. Oh, this is really annoying. Yeah, there's like 600 reports that streaming's going wonky over on YouTube. Well, we'll give it a couple more minutes. But if it's going to be like this for the whole of the evening, then there's no point wasting your time. Oh, so annoying. Yeah, stream is healthy. Stream is excellent. That's what it says. Like I said, we'll keep going for a few more minutes, and if it's just going to be like this for the next hour, then like I said, there's not really much point in wasting everybody's time. Which is annoying. Which would mean we definitely have to stream on Wednesday if the problem is all sorted by then. Whatever the problem may be. This does happen occasionally. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Just YouTube just, for whatever reason, just goes wonky. Maybe they were doing an update or something that they didn't tell anyone about, or maybe the ISPs in the UK were doing something that they didn't tell anyone about, or maybe it's me. But honestly, like, you get a little thing that says whether you've dropped any frames, and you get connection health and this, that, and the other. And mine is all green at this end. I know that there's been a problem usually because it will say drop frames like 10,000 or whatever, and that'll be a percentage of the stream that was dropped, so you couldn't see it. Nobody could see it, and that's how you know. There's like, oh yeah, that's definitely me. That something's happened there. But I'm getting none of that. All I'm getting is the preview's gone, and the viewership dropped to like 10 at one point, which would generally indicate that there's an issue. Because I'm not that bad at streaming. Hello, Will. I clearly need to stop commenting every time I say I'm back. It goes again. Stop it, Riley. You're killing the stream. No, it's not you. Please don't leave. Or do, if this is really annoying. It's perfectly fine. Hello, Adam. You belong together. That is Gilliman. That's not. Yeah, the slight issue on my end is that I can't see the preview, so I don't know if it's hanging. It's just gone. So, I mean, I suppose I could just load up the stream and watch it alongside you all, but then I can't really see what's going on. Son of a bitch. I just cut my finger. Oh yeah. What colour do you use for the side of bases? I use Black Legion, usually. Other colours that I have used in the past are Steel Legion Drab and Mechanicus Standard Grey. Those are the three that I would recommend as base rim colours. Oh, what pain. What a way to have a bad time. And yes, for those of you who can hear me, I did sing I Just Cut My Finger to We're All in This Together. Don't ask me why. I just did. really hurt. Oh, that's not the right size base for you at all. Neither is that. Interesting. Which ones are the bases for Thranduil? What size bases does he come on? Is it a 50 and an oval? I think it is. Yeah, that's correct. So you would go there. Not strictly sure on the orientation here. And that's the orientation. That makes sense to me. But then you are very small. South it is then. Oh, there's two little pillars. Right. That makes sense. Is the stream working for anyone? That's Gilliman. That's Gilliman. That's Gilliman. Anyone sees the chat move, get the ads, but every live stream that isn't from a big company is loop lagging. Right, yeah, there you go. So anyone that isn't... Right. So it is not just me. That's a YouTube-wide issue then. That's Gilliman. That is Thranduil. That's Thranduil. Yeah. Okay. Well. That's definitely Thranduil. That's Gilliman. That's Thranduil. Thranduil, Thranduil. 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 That's all the Thranduil pieces. That's all the Gilliman pieces. Well, at least that's done. At least we've sorted that out. You belong with Gilliman as well. Ugh. Well. Yeah. I pulled up the stream a second ago. It's now 10 minutes behind because of all the lagging. Same thing happening to Stone. The ad plays. I bet Stone's fine because he... Oh no, he's not. 1,138 people watching. Oh, his seems to be working. Big streamers, you know. Not like us little streamers. Okay, well. Yeah, there's a big problem going on. Okay, well, we tried. For those of you who can hear me, we're probably going to have to wrap things up. For those of you who can't, I'm just going to type in the chat. It would seem that YouTube is really struggling right now. So we're probably going to, unfortunately, have to wrap things up. Yeah, it's not me that's the problem. Let me just check. Yeah. Yeah. Stone's behind. About Jade. Hers doing the same thing. Yeah. Jade's is doing the same thing. Yeah, so it's not just me. Okay. Well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for trying. I tried. See you on Wednesday, I guess. If you can hear me. If you can't, sorry. But we will be live on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. GMT, I'm sure. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Love you, chat. Sorry about this. It's not my fault. 'Tis YouTube. But I'm not just going to sit here for the next hour with this happening, because it's not a great experience for you guys, and it's a waste of time for everybody involved, really. So we're going to have to run off there, unfortunately. So I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye for now. I think. Hang on, I'm just going to tell everyone to. See you on Wednesday, guys, at 20:30 p.m. GMT or BST. Boom. Bye.